You know, we're all in the business of wanting to influence somebody else. If you think about it, whether it's to buy our product, to buy our service, to stay with us, to embrace our vision, to fight for our cause, to obey our rules, share our faith, to work on a team. And it's been studied and proven time and time again that the key to having that lasting impact on people is the ability to go beyond speaking to their minds and speaking to their hearts. It's making those emotional connections. That's everything in business and outside of business. And one way to do that is through story. Someday we'll talk about the other 5 in my 6 secrets to connecting with people on an emotional level. How to sharpen your tools of influence inside and outside the workplace. And we'll talk about how those can be crafted to fit your particular need, whether it's customer service or sales or dealing with patients. And each keynote, show, breakout, whatever you want to call it, isn't brought by me. It's brought by that wacky cast of Southern characters who live in that tiny, forgotten town about a mile and a hair past nowhere, where the simple life is revered, where ordinary heroes are appreciated, and where the stories, bless their hearts, they aren't fancy. They're just about the people. Yeah, I'm Kelly Swanson, and it's nice to meet you. Say hello to a brand new approach for your audience. It's called the story approach. Yeah. I tell stories about this wacky cast of Southern characters who live in this tiny, forgotten town. It's about a mile and a hair past nowhere. A place where the simple life is revered, where ordinary heroes are appreciated, and where the stories aren't fancy. They're just about the people. People like Aunt Vernetta, for instance, who was consumed with her personal appearance. She was her favorite subject, and honey, she spent considerable time studying it. There wasn't a body part on that woman hadn't been tucked, sucked, plucked, tweezed, shifted, or lifted at one time or another. One day when we have more time, I'll tell you about when she got her cherry blossom special wig caught up in the wooden blades of the ceiling fan over at Ermedine Jean Jones's bridal shower. People like Booker Diggs, who had that fishing mishap over in old man Byerly's pond. Oh, it was horrible. He had a run-in with one of them overly zealous homing pigeons. That's a story for another day, but he lived to tell about it. And like they say, out of misery comes good bluegrass. And then you had people like my mama. My mama ran on one speed, and that was high. Oh, she sandblasted her way through life, eyes closed, changing course sporadically, and wondering at every turn should she have gone in the other direction. One arm cleaning, another arm baking, an ear to the phone, an eye out the window, and honey, looking for miracles every step of the way. Some folks called her a passionate woman. I called her a leech on my soul. All right, so I was a dramatic teenager, but you've got to understand that my mama did nothing in moderation. Take Christmas, for instance. It was Mama who decorated the house. There wasn't one tiny square inch of that house couldn't be nailed on, glued on, tacked on, stuck on top of, shoved inside, or tucked underneath that didn't have a Christmas decoration on it. We had a waving Santa Claus at the front door and a singing elf at the back. We had rickrack trimmed seat cushions around the dining room table, said ho, ho, ho on them. mistletoe hanging in all the doorways, toilet paper rolls that played jingle bells, blinking red and white lights running up the banister, and silver bells running down. It was like living in Eckerd's. It was also Mama who covered our front yard with all those plasticated reindeer. That isn't a very good idea if you got a granny who likes to walk in her sleep. But it gave the neighborhood delinquents great hours of entertainment, putting them in compromising situations. Mama was something else. She didn't just live her life. She sucked every moment out of it like it was a thick chocolate shake going through a straw. You see, my mama did not walk if she could dance. She didn't talk if she could sing. That woman didn't cry, she bellowed. And she didn't hug, she crushed. You know, I probably would have admired her if she'd been somebody else's mama. I always tell kids today, I say, you've got it made. When y'all get in trouble, you get time out or the no-no chair. Isn't that rich? I won't speak for y'all. I'll just speak for myself. Where I come from with Mama, when we got in trouble, we got spanked. Hard. In the front yard. Sometimes by somebody else's mama. It's true. In our neighborhood, it was an unspoken rule that a mother had the right to spank any kid on her property that happened to be misbehaving. That's why we never played over at Jimmy Van Cuso's house. His mama could draw blood, not even spill her drink. Now, depending on who you ask, the tools of torture varied in the neighborhood. Things like the belt, switch, pair of old faded flip-flops. In our house, they were more culinary in nature. We'd get the wooden spoon, spatula, waffle iron. On occasion, though, Mama would make an exception, and we'd get that little plastic pink hairbrush. My mama could do some damage with hair products, let me tell you. And being as I was what today they'd politely refer to as ADD, back then you were just a demon seed. I was on familiar terms with that hairbrush. I'm here to tell you I walked around for the majority of my youth with the term goody tattooed on my ribs.